Alright there guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be looking at the maddest harem anime I think I've ever seen. And you guys know, I've dabbled in the harem genre over the years. Whether it was High School DxD, Nisekoi, Rent-A-Girlfriend, Girlfriend, the quintuplets, of course. And now we have the next level of girlfriend, the 100 girlfriends that really love you. Yes, that's what the show is actually called. And when I first heard about this show, it was back when it was just the manga and before the anime had even been announced. It was just when it was a manga, and it seemed so stupid, like 100 girlfriends. We really are at the level 100 boss of girlfriends now, aren't we? But the thing that piqued my interest about this show is the manga for the show was written by the same guy that wrote the Rent-A-Girlfriend manga. And we know what a dumpster fire and masterpiece that show has turned out to be so far. And he also was the manga writer for this show. So that did interest me, so I decided to check it out. And so far, at the time of recording, 6 episodes of the show have been released. By the time this video goes up, probably about 9 or 10 episodes will have been released. But I had to talk about this because this show is so odd, but pretty damn good at the same time. So let's get into a little bit of what the show's about. So we have our main character, Ijo Rentaro, who has just been rejected for the 100th time. The fact that he was even willing to shoot his shot 100 times, and the fact that he found 100 people to shoot his shot with in the first place, is quite impressive, even if every single one of them said no. So he wishes to he just wants a girlfriend. So he ends up meeting this guy, I can't remember, what was his name, like the god of love or something like that. Basically, he grants wishes to people who are looking for love. It's very strange. He's like Cupid, only he's an old man. So whatever your usual idea of Cupid in your head is, this ain't it. He tells Rentaro that he will have 100 soulmates. Because when he was writing it down, he was meant to write 1, but he was watching a TV commercial at the same time, and ended up accidentally writing 100 instead of 1. And he tells Rentaro that he needs to become soulmate with 100 girls. And he'll know if one of the girls is a soulmate or not, because when he first meets said girls, there'll be like this spark between the both of them, which tells him she's one of them. So you think this show is a bit odd in the first place just because it's got the whole point is the main character needs to go out with 100 different girls at the same time. But there's a little bit of a criteria for this. If he fails to make any girl he fails to make one of his soulmates, who is supposed to be one, will die. What kind of stupid ruling is that? I don't know. But that's what's happened. So if Rentaro fails to become soulmates with any of the 100 girls, that girl in question dies. Which means Rentaro's Rizz game needs to be the highest it's ever been. And now I guess we can lead on to the girls in question. So far, he's met 4 of the 100 girls, and all 4 of those girls are the ones you can see on the thumbnail right now. So I'll tell you who's who and a little bit about each of them from left to right. So, on the left, all the way to the left with the pink hair is Hikari. She is a bit of a madness, to be honest. She doesn't mind getting her, if you know what I mean. She doesn't mind shoving them in Rentaro's face at all. The way she speaks normally is very timid and cutesy. But when she wants Rentaro to with her, she pulls out all the stops. She goes full-blown madness on him. Next we have Karane. She is, I feel like the way her character's personality was very specific, because she's basically a tsundere, but like, think of every stereotype of a tsundere. She's literally just that. Like, she is the stereotype of a tsundere. It's not like I like it or anything. You know, that type of tsundere. Yeah, that's her entire personality, pretty much. But it's funny because the show definitely it's doing it on purpose. It's making her the stereotype of a tsundere on purpose. Which I actually respect the show for doing, because it knows what it's doing. It knows she doesn't have much depth to her as a character. But she's still likeable either way. Next, we have Shizuka, not to be confused with the one from Zone 100. Which, speaking of that, episodes 10 through 12 of that show are finally going to have been announced when they're coming out. And they come out on Christmas Day. So, this month. We actually get to see the end of Zone 100 Season 1 before the end of the year. Which is nice, because my god, that's been one of the best shows of the year in my opinion. But back to 100 Girlfriends. Shizuka is, as you can see, very small. She's more of the adorable, innocent, you just want to hold and protect type of girl. That's what she is. And she doesn't speak. The only time she ever speaks is through a voice app on her phone. She just types in what she wants to say and then plays it. So she's a little bit like Komi-san in that way, how she doesn't actually speak. But instead of writing down on paper what she wants to say, she just types it into her phone, and then her phone says it for her. She is a librarian at the school they go to. And it is definitely just the most adorable thing ever in this show. As I said, you just want to hold and protect her. And finally, we have girl number 4, all the way to the right, with the best figure, if you know what I mean. We have Nano. She has a very monotone, dead inside type of way of speaking, and everything she says is always like very logical. Like, she says something serious in when you're not meant to... Things you're not meant to take too seriously, she always does. And somehow Rentaro even manages to raise her up. Now, most shows, whenever characters, especially in anime, whenever characters make out, for some reason the show just loves not actually showing the characters doing it. They always like have something. They like change the camera angle, or they put like a bright light over it so you can't really tell what's going on. This show's like, get all of that out of here. We're showing you all of the characters making out scenes. And it does, and for that I respect the show a lot. Because for God's sake, even in the quintuplets movie, when the four girls that love Futaro all get their chance to put their lips on him, they change the camera angle every single time. I don't actually show it happening properly. This show doesn't do any of that. This show doesn't hide any of the making out. Oh, it shows all of it. And I'm very excited for the next 6 episodes of the show, because there's one more girl in season 1 of the show at least that we're still to meet, and we haven't met her quite yet. It would be quite ironic, wouldn't it, that if she appears in the very next episode. So by the time this video goes up, she will have appeared in the show, but at the time of recording, she hasn't. But if I was to rank the 4 girls we've met so far from worst to best, I'd say the problem is none of them are actually bad. I like all 4 of them, but I like all 5 of the quintuplets, but someone has to go at the bottom and somebody has to go at the top. That sounds mad if you take it out of context. I'd say my least favourite is probably Karane because of the stereotype. Like, she's doesn't have much depth to her outside of being what you think in a tsundere. Then is Nano. For some reason, girl in anime, girls who speak in like very dead inside monotone voices, for some reason I have a thing for that. I don't know why I do, I just do. Number 2 is Shizuka, because, well, I've explained why with her. You just want to hold and embrace and protect her from all the dangers. And finally, my favourite girl out of the 4 so far is Hikari, just because she don't give no craps about anything. She will go, if she wants Rentaro to want her, she will show her, if you know what I mean. She will grab his hand and put his hand on those things. Nothing is off the table for her. And that concludes my little look at the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really love you. Didn't even have to use my fingers to count that one, and I know I can't say the word really 5 times there. Even though every other time I do have to count to make sure I get it right. So, tell me in the comments, have you guys been watching this show? What do you think of it? Who's your favourite girl out of these characters? And why is the protagonist not actually that great? I'm giving Rentaro too much slack there. Rentaro isn't actually that bad of a protagonist. He's quite funny. He's definitely better than Kazuya from Rent-a-Girlfriend and Naoya from Girlfriend. I like him more than those two. But yeah, that's the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, catch you later.